pass.
In Top Gear Motorsport this week, Tony Mason reports on the Atlas Rally in Morocco. Penny Mallory celebrates 30 years of drag racing at Santa Pod. And Tiffany Dell watches the fluctuating battle for honours in Formula 3. Hello and welcome to Top Gear Motorsport. This is Mallory Park, one of Britain's many club circuits, which today celebrates its 40th anniversary. It's become the spiritual home of one of Britain's newest forms of motorsport, the Eurocars. And later in the programme, we'll be updating you on the latest action in the 2 Eurocar Championships.
The third round of the World Cross Country Championship started like the first, the Dakar, in Spain. And as on the Dakar this year, heavy rain caused one of the 2 Spanish stages to be cancelled. This was not quite what was expected on Morocco's Atlas Rally. At the end of the first day, Jose Maria Servia's diesel Toyota led the car category from American Darren Skilton in his Jeep, here outmanoeuvring Jean-Louis Schlesser's Seat engine buggy on a tight hairpin. Bike favourite Austrian Heinz Kinnegartner was back in 5th, hoping for better luck than on the Dakar when his engine seized. The first Moroccan stage from Casablanca to El Kaziba soon brought trouble for 2 of the 4-wheel favourites.
I made a really bad mistake. We got out first on the road and things were going well, and we came up to these bumps over here and just hit them.
The Americans couldn't repair their broken front axle and the Jeep would go no further. Like the French Nissan of Pierre Delaverne, sidelined with a broken turbo hose. Exploiting his local knowledge, Casablanca-based Frenchman Patrick Vaughan won the second stage, but Servia still led overall by just 26 seconds, despite only finishing 8th. With Kinnegartner getting lost while leading the field, Spaniard Jose Acaron took the stage honours, while the overall lead was shared by Richard Sainct and fellow Frenchman Michel Fabre, taking an interesting line around this bend and enjoying his first ever African rally. Day 3 took the competitors over the fabulous Atlas Mountains to Risani. Kinnegartner really turned on the heat, blasting through from 8th on the road to finish 2nd and take the overall lead. He was 6 minutes quicker than Acaron, now up to 3rd. Between them was Alan Perez on his Kawasaki, splitting the 2 KTM riders. In the 4-wheel section, Jean-Pierre Fontenay asserted his authority in the Mitsubishi, taking 2.5 minutes off the leader, Servia, who was just 12 seconds ahead at the end of the day. Schlesser found the slippery mountain tracks less than ideal for a 2-wheel drive buggy, and he lost 5 minutes to Fontenay. Morocco provides the Atlas Rally with a fantastic setting and a wide variety of terrain, without the extreme rigours of the Dakar. It's the deliberate policy of organiser Hubert Auriol.
It's a very good race to learn, to test cars, and you know, you can't start from the first stage and to the top, so you need to learn somewhere, and it's exactly the race. It's 1 week, it's not very expensive, so it's a good way for newcomers to discover and for the top drivers to have a nice fight. Different way of the Dakar, because on the Dakar, of course, the stages are longer, but here they arrive around noon or a little later. They have all the afternoon to speak about their own stories, how they did the race, and it's a kind of mixture between the race and holidays.
It wasn't much of a holiday for the leader, Jose Maria Servia, when his front diff broke. The Toyota wasn't very effective with rear drive only in the sand, and he lost 90 minutes. Jean-Pierre Fontenay was in no position to capitalise on the misfortune, as his Mitsubishi was struck by fuel vaporisation as the temperature soared to over 45 degrees. Which meant Schlesser leapt to the front, grabbing a 22-minute lead over Fontenay. Third were the Joanneau brothers in their Porsche engine Daytona buggy, also two-wheel drive, but designed that way and with a weight to match. Acheron's challenge faltered when he hit a rock 100 metres from a passage control. He remounted to finish, but in great pain. Examination revealed a broken leg, and he was out. It meant Kinnegarden's lead was up to 10 minutes, despite some difficulty navigating through the dunes. On the run to Marrakesh and the finish, he held his own, showing no sign of letting up to take a deserved victory. When Fontenay lost 45 minutes changing a broken rear hub, Schlesser's position at the head of the leaderboard was equally secure, and he won by over an hour.
I think our car is not bad. Our team are very proud of it, because the mechanic works very hard. I think I have to give them this victory. I think that was the result of no mistake, good preparation. That's it.
If you really want to know what's going on in a racing team, this is the place to be, in the pit garage. Not too difficult to arrange for a GT race, but what about at the British Grand Prix? Win our Top Gear Motorsport competition and you can spend the Friday practice day in the garage with the Jordan Grand Prix team, and then watch Saturday qualifying and the race from the grandstands. Plus, you can spend a day at the Jordan Grand Prix headquarters to meet the team and the drivers. All you have to do is identify this Grand Prix driver, nicknamed the Professor.
Now the team is much more professional, I think. When we have problems, it's not a disaster.
Is it René Arnoux, Jean Alesi or Alain Prost? To enter, just call 0891 11 4488. That's 0891 11 4488. And you could be the one with the 3-day VIP pass to this year's British Grand Prix in July. And we'll announce the lucky winner in the last programme of this series on June the 21st.
If you believe the legend, drag racing's roots came from the American moonshine days in the 20s. 40 years on and Britain was really taking the sport seriously. But it was 1965 with the creation of Santa Pod that put us on the world stage. Last month, they celebrated 30 years of action. I hate to dent your egos, chaps, but you're just not cut out to dominate drag racing, because the fastest driver is a lady, Vivica Averstedt, and all 5 foot of her has travelled at 291 miles an hour in just over 5 seconds. And this weekend, she hopes to be the first driver in Europe to break the 4-second record. Also trying to get under 5 seconds are last year's European champion from Denmark, Jens Nybo. From Germany, Rico Anthers. In a top-fuel dragster for the first time, Gary Page. Britain's Andy Bad Boy Carter and 93 champion Pelle Linderloh from Sweden.
It's wonderful to beat the guys. I mean, I'm the fastest person in Europe, so I mean, it feels very good to be that, I promise you.
Surprisingly, you can lose your race, not here at the finish, but all the way down there at the start. Fail to warm your tyres up and lay down enough rubber and you won't get good traction off the start. On the Christmas tree, the amber lights are only full on for 0.4 of a second, and they say if you see the full green, you've lost the race. There's no way of getting into these monsters elegantly, especially if you're small. Vivica competes at the top of the sport, top fuel dragsters. They run on nitromethane and produce nearly 6,000 brake horsepower from their 8-litre engines. But now and again, things do go wrong. Gary Page's engine apparently leaked fuel and the fire marshal told him to shut down. That left Vivica to run the quarter mile on her own. Even so, she set a brilliant time of 5.33 seconds, travelling at just over 246 miles an hour. Next up was Rico Anthers, facing Jens Nybo on the near side. He left Rico standing, but he clearly had difficulty keeping his dragster in a straight line. Still, he set a time of 6.34 seconds. But it's not all over for Rico. Jens is disqualified for running out of his lane. In a single run, the engines will consume 13 gallons of nitromethane, or not if your clutch can't handle the power. Andy Carter's left on the line, and Peli Lindelow